Hey everybody, this is John, and welcome to the free video. And let's dive right in here. We've had an incredible run in the Nasdaq where there was the big dip and the big recovery, and we actually retested and squeaked through all-time highs today. A lot of the recovery was led initially by stocks like Netflix and Amazon, and then they paused to catch their breath, and then we've seen a surge in kind of late bloomer stocks that have all kind of come back as well. And the question is what happens from here? Now we are starting to see where the market is churning here and volumes increasing a bit, so it's signs of distribution. So I think the question here is like from right here, do you feel confident that the market goes, up 20%, or is there the possibility here that we're going to pull back 20%? Of course, there's a lot of activity waiting for non-farm payrolls, which will come out Friday morning. But at this point, we've reached the point where I always say like there's the point where it's kind of like the easy lifting is over. Now what? And so as uncertainty comes in here, I do like strategies where we kind of come in and, a lot of times it's more, okay, let's find a setup and pick a direction. If there's a squeeze here and the momentum's going higher, great, let's buy this. It may not make sense, but oh boy, there it goes. Well, we're here right now and there's no squeeze setting up. There's not much action going, and it does take a lot of energy and a lot of volume to lift a market up. But all that has to happen for a market to stop rallying and to start falling is a lack of buyers. And so we're seeing the kind of the signs of that. The question is, how much longer is it going to last? I always like to look at key stocks. So for me, kind of the key stock, in addition to Netflix, is Amazon. So I've watched Amazon here a couple times try to poke its head, getting close to new highs and get rejected. So it's still holding this 8 EMA here, but this is one of those key stocks where so goes Amazon's a first mover. It was one of the first movers higher, right? And before the sell-off, it was one of the first movers lower. Netflix is the same way. If we take a look at Netflix here, Netflix is already kind of chewing through support here. So these are, they kind of show us what's going on here. Whereas it doesn't necessarily look like the market is showing distribution simply because there's other markets like airlines that are all of a sudden kind of catching up, and their catch up is going to offset some of the indexes. So it makes the indexes look quiet, but if you really dig deeper in there, it's all the stocks that led the way higher are also experiencing the most volatility to the downside. So I kind of look at that as the possible that this thing is going to turn over, and certainly want to uh, any longs that I have really tighten up stops and just start getting more bearish exposure, not necessarily loading up, but just kind of, some bearish butterflies, some small risk stuff with a potential big reward if this thing should roll over. All right, that's what I got. You guys have a good one, and we'll see you at the next update.